My paper is on the Sindhu or Sindh, a study through the Mahabharata. Mahabharata, the largest epic literature of the world and pivotal literary creation of the subcontinent, is ascribed to the name of the Krishnadvaipayana Vyasadeva, 4th century BC. But this epic has got its present form through several decades, that is between 4th century BC to 4th century AD. It is interesting to note that an Arabic translation of epic Mahabharata titled Instruction of the Princess was written by Abu Saleh in 1026 AD, and a Persian version was written by Abdul Hassan Ali, a city librarian of Jurjan, in 1125 AD. Further to note, a Persian translation of Mahabharata is preserved in the Umerkot Museum. According to Professor Suniti Kumar Chatterjee, the Arabico-Persian version of the Mahabharata story undoubtedly belonged to Sindh from its frequent reference to the Sindh background in narrating the Mahabharata saga. And there might be a different recension or independent version of the epic which was popular in Sindh and possibly in Western Punjab also, as well. Unquote. The original Sanskrit word Sindhu is derived from the root sandh, to trickle or flow. With unadi affix, the form is irregular, denoting the ocean, the Indus, the country along the Indus or Sindh, or river in general, the inhabitants of the Sindhu country. The word Sindhu is noteworthy with regard to the Indus, the famous Sindhu-bred horse, Saindhava, the ocean or the common river, the Sindhu kingdom, and its matrimonial relationship with the Kuru Empire. It is embedded with the various interpretations, like Pavitra, meaning pure, in connection with the river, Sindhu. Papapurna, meaning impure, in reference to the unlawful, brutal deed of the Sindhu king Jadratha. Several mentions and praises of the brave warriors of Sindhu instill the importance and the characteristics of the warriors. The river Sindhu, emerging from Himalaya near Manasa Sarovar in Tibet, flows through northern India, Gilgit, Balochistan, and Sindh, mainly in Pakistan, and mingles in Arabian Ocean near the port of Karachi in Sindh. As a river, the word Sindhu is derived from the root Sidh, which means to go. Monier Williams explained thus, a river, stream, especially the Indus, and in this sense, it is said to be the only river regarded as the masculine gender Sindhu Nada. In the Rig Veda, it is described as Sapto Sindhu, or 7 rivers. And in the Zend-Avesta, it is mentioned as Hapto Hindu, with same meaning. In the Mahabharata, Sindhu is mentioned as Panchanada, with his 5 tributaries, Vipasha, Vitasta, Chandrabhaga, Iravati, and Shatadru. The rewards of visiting these 5 rivers are prescribed in a verse. It is said that one who goes to these 5 rivers with humble mind and controlled diet, he will obtain the results of Ashwamedha sacrifice, horse sacrifice. That is horse sacrifice. The peculiar reverse characteristic feature of the Sindhu is narrated in few verses of the Mahabharata. It is stated that the Sindhu is flowing with 7 large rivers towards east, turning their courses in reverse order, and due to the opposite directions of the cardinal points, nothing could be ascertained. The banks of the river Sindhu were the sacred place of the sacrificial rites, and the confluence of Indus and sea was considered as the most holy pilgrimage. One verse has generalized Sindhu as Varna's ocean, and it was bloody. Bloody means current. The blazing fire was taking the oblation that had been offered with manifold spells and was entering the sun. Sage Narada described the divine assembly hall of water god Varuna in the Sabha Parvan of Yudhishthira. He portrays Sindhu along with five rivers as the best of the rivers, and in a bodily form, these rivers are waiting to worship and greet the great god Varuna. The Mahabharata also mentioned the word Sindhu in reference to the ocean and common river in the Vanaparvan. Intending to kindle prowess in Yudhishthira, Draupadi said that if a wise man finds his opponent superior to him in many virtues, he should try to win him over the conciliation and proper treatment. He may be an ocean, Sindhu, or a mountain, Gire, but he should hope for the destruction and banishment of his enemy. Another illustration of a common river or sea is indicated by the word Dakshinam Sindhum, in reference to the journey of going to the sacred rivers, and it is said that one can obtain the celestial world while traveling to the southern rivers or sea. A person can thus achieve the fruit of Agnishtama sacrifice and ascends to heaven. As we find that the Sindhu or Indus Valley Civilization is one of the world's prime urban civilizations flourishing along the vast river plains of Sindh, the delta of river Sindhu becomes a pivotal factor of socio-political importance in the age of Mahabharata. The importance of the river system in the modern world depends on the agricultural usages, economy, and drinking water supply. We have seen in the previous discussion that vast bank of this river was treated as sacred pilgrimage, ensuing economic growth by the constant visit of sages and others. The water of Sindhu were used for drinking purpose, and it fulfilled the necessity of the Aryans, Mlecchas, and other people residing on those days. The forest encompassing the river delta of Sindhu was a refuge to the defeated King Sambarana. A socio-political importance is strong to the belt of the river and the adjacent mountains from where Sambarana, the founder of the Kuru lineage, could resuscitate his dynasty. Human feelings like happiness, sorrows, emotions, romance, etc. are intertwined with this river. Lopamudra, the daughter of the king of Vidarbha, accepted sage Agastha for her husband in this great holy place. The lovely, pure, and famous Vipasha is the eminent tributary river of Sindhu. It is in this spot that the great sage Vasishta, grief-stricken over the brutal death of his 100 sons by King Kalmashapada, fastened himself with a strong rope and jumped into the river for self-immolation. But the river split the cord, freed him, and lifted him on the bank by her waves. Having been saved, Vasishta named this river as Bipasha. There is a reference about the dwellers residing by the Sindhu called Gramaniya. Nakula, the mighty Pandava brother, not only conquered these powerful Gramaniyas, but also Shibi, Trigarta, Malava, and other western countries, including the land of 5 rivers. Sindhu is associated with well-bred, strong white horses, which were used extensively in the Kurukshetra war. Mainly Kauravas were seen to use these horses, as they were very popular due to their strength, speed, variety of colors, and high quality. Most of the soldiers of the horse regiment rode the best horses of the Aratta, Mahi, Sindhu, and Bonayu, and surrounded the opponent warriors. Being part of Bharatvarsha, the undivided greater India, the Sindhu kingdom is frequently mentioned in Mahabharata. In response to the request for describing the names of various countries under the domain of Bharatvarsha, Sanjaya mentioned the names of Sindhu and Sindhu Sauvira along with other countries, Bhoja, Sindhu Pulandika, and Kashmira, Sindhu Sauvira, Gandhara. It is evident from the verses mentioned in the different chapters that Jayadratha, the son of Briddhakshatru, was the ruler of Sindhu and as well as of Sauvira and Shibi. Mahabharata portrays Jayadratha as an illustrious king of Sindhu, and he is considered as a fine, gallant warrior whose strength is equal to that of 2 soldiers. Another side of the Sindhu king is portrayed as wicked because Jayadratha abducted Draupadi from the hermitage of Kamyaka forest in absence of her husbands, the Pandava brothers. Out of rage, anger, and excitement, Draupadi wished to punish him by killing and addressed him as a heinous person and a despisable king of Saindhava race, vile and evil-minded. Sindh is betrothed to Dushala, the only daughter of the Kuru emperor Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. During the disastrous Kurukshetra war, Jayadratha, being the only son-in-law of Kauravas, had to support Duryodhana and fought against Pandavas. His heroic performance was thwarted, as he was amongst the heinous killers of Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna and Subhadra. As a result, Jayadratha was killed by Arjuna in an undignified manner on the next day. The treachery of Jayadratha was highly condemned by the father of the unfortunate hero. Afflicted with profound grief, Arjuna swore to kill Jayadratha, and at that time, Father Arjuna blamed the whole country as sinful. General information about the nature and the conduct of the Sindhu Sauvira soldiers is traced in the book 12 of Mahabharata. The Gandharas, the Sindhus, and Sauviras were most efficient in using nails and lances. They are brave and very strong. Their armies are very competent in defeating all forces. When the Kurukshetra war was over and Yudhishthira was arranging for horse sacrifice, Sindh was again in focus. Arjuna, with the sacrificial white horse, proceeded towards Sindh and entered into the Sindhu territories. Unable to bear the sad demise of their king, the remaining warriors of Sindhu fought severely. However, after loss of many lives, Dushala, queen of Sindhu, faced the mighty Arjuna to protect the country and her young grandson Suratha. Dushala prayed for the war to end for the sake of warriors. Arjuna agreed on sympathetic grounds and left for Manipura. This discussion on the traces of Sindhu will not be complete if the story of Vidula and Sanjaya is not mentioned. Vidula tried to incite her son Sanjaya, the Sauvira prince, to fight back against the king of Sindhu and absolved him from mental depression caused by his defeat against Sindhu king. The strong and worthy advice removed the fear and irksome mental condition of Sanjay, and he regained his zeal as a Sauvira race and won the war. Scholars find the preamble of the Gita in this episode. This should be noted that the story indicates that Sauvira was a separate individual kingdom for some time. As the Mahabharata contains the characteristics features of a heroic poetry, the trains of distinction laid on heroic ballads mainly. It is true that Sindh or Sindhu is protected by the vast sea, mountains, and deserts, and is treated separately from the other regions. Hence, prosperity, wealth, prowess, and bravery are endued with the word Sindhu. In the present warlike situation, the words of the queen of the Sindhu are very relevant. She prayed for peace, not for war, and from the above-mentioned traces, it will be justified to conclude that involvement of the people from all walks of life and society helped Sindhu to reach the ultimate zenith of fame before and after Kurukshetra war. Thank you for listening to me.